Hiya lovelies, or welcome if you're new here, I'm Linz. So we are doing striploin steaks today in the air fryer. Now, I'm just going to show you the two. Now, if you've been here before, you'll already know. I have this one, it's a 6.2 litre Ninja. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's called the Pro Max or something. And then in the back, we have the Dual. Now, what I'd like to show you is, I know that a lot of you that watch this have this or have something similar to it. And what I have found with my experimenting with cooking steaks, well, basically, it had a bit of a fail. You'll see that on one of my videos anyway, and it just, nothing worked. So we've been trying since. Now, if you went onto the air fryer fad and decided you needed every accessory going in the book, you've probably got something along the lines of these wee trays here, or what would you call that? A stand, I suppose. So if you're going to be using the Dual, I'm going to be using this one today, then pop something like that in, and then pop your tray in on top of that, okay? So that's just, get that bit out of the way too. It's going to be the same cooking times. I've tried it in both. The reason I'm doing this one today is because my steaks are a little bit bigger. Now, one function I really like on this air fryer is this, right? Because you can have it at your two different heights. So I'm going to be putting mine in on the top height there. And that's just the air fryer bit. Now, I have a marinade I use for my steaks. I don't have exact quantities, but I'm going to show you. You can kind of work it out maybe for yourselves. So basically what I have here is two striploin steaks, okay? What I'm going to do is I am just going to take a pair of really good scissors and I'm going to cut through that fat. I advise everybody to have just a good pair of kitchen scissors, shall we say. So this here is just basically going to stop it from curling up and top it and hitting the top plate. Let's throw that over there for a minute. So as I said, these are striploin steaks. I'm not sure on weights and things like that. They came in a pack out of Aldi or Lidl, I do believe, somewhere like that. One of them. Now, I have in there just in the round about a tablespoon of butter, okay? So I just melted that a little bit in the microwave. If you've got fresh garlic, I do, but I just haven't got the time or the patience today to be faffing around with crushing up my garlic. So I am putting in, might seem a lot. As I said, this is my seasoning. You do you. So in there, I would say I have about a small teaspoon of garlic paste. Then just some salt. Again, this is just, it's a sprinkle, it's not much. Some ground black pepper. No, we don't take the whole lid off, we don't want that much. Again, just a sprinkle. And some really just cheap, basic mixed herb. Now for that, I'm going to say about a teaspoon. So I'm not, as I said, I'm not 100% sure on quantities and things, but that is just that. Oh, that pepper just caught me. So we're going to mix all that around in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste it. I'm not going to paste it. I'm just going to brush it over them steaks. Now, controversial, letting your steaks come up to temp or room temperature before you cook them. Personally, that's just, you know, it works for me, and that is what I like to do. There is a reason behind it. It's basically that, excuse me, that pepper got me. It's basically that you're putting something cold onto something hot because, again, controversial, we're going to be preheating the air fryer. You know, it can, when you put meat into something that's already hot, it can make it go and it can make it very tough. I have already battered these, by the way, with the steak hammer. Sounds good, doesn't it? Really therapeutic if you're having a bad day, lovelies. So, this little jar, I know somebody's probably going to ask or wonder, it came with a dessert or something, I think, out of Aldi once, and I have about 2 or 3 of them, and they're just so handy if you're mixing up bits of sort of like marinades and stuff. I think they're great, especially as they can go in the microwave. So I can't link them because I don't know if they still do them. So that's basically that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover them over because, you know, it's the end of kind of summer here and I don't want any flies or anything getting to them. I'm going to leave them for around 20 minutes. We'll come back up 15-20 minutes or so, just so they can get to a nice temperature. To go with it, I'll show you, but you know, some of you aren't interested, you just want to know how to cook the steak. Fast forward if that's the case. In here, this is my Instant Pot Mini. I have some potatoes out of the garden, some frozen green beans. In with that, I've just put some garlic granules, some aromat, and some parsley. So the way I kind of do the timings for this is I will put my Instant Pot on now. And when that is finished, that is when I start doing my steak. Not finished, but when that's... You're going to need an Instant Pot to understand this. Basically, the Instant Pot is a mini pressure cooker if you don't know what it is. And it needs to get to pressure, then it does its cooking time, and then it goes on to sort of like a keep warm function. So once my pressure cooker goes on to the keep warm function, that is when I'm going to start my steaks. Right, so I'm going to be back when that's done. So my Instant Pot has done its initial, it was 6 minutes, by the way, I put that on for. So we're going to get into these. Now, whichever one you're using, so as I've already said, but some people skip forward, I have moved the crisper plate up on this one up to the top level. And if you're doing this one, again, just in case you have skipped forward, I've put a wee rack in there to put the height up. So basically this is going to be the same on both. Now, if you have something other than a Ninja that doesn't go up to what the max crisp is, which is the 240 here, and I'm going to be putting that on for about 6 minutes just to heat up. So let that do its thing. Then just do the highest that your air fryer will allow you to do. Now, obviously, this is going to change as well. For the time itself, we're going to be cooking. We're going to be cooking for, depending on how you like your steak cooked. So I'm just going to leave this now. As I said, you'd be doing exactly the same if you're using the dual. Any other air fryer, highest temperature you can get. Just try and make sure you've got that rack a little bit closer to the heating element. I think it helps. And wrap it in. I'll be back when this is preheated. So this has done what I class as the preheat. Let me go down and show you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just basically, can you hear the sizzle? That's what you want. Now I'm cooking mine to sort of like about a medium sort of temperature. Again, if you're using the dual, you're going to be doing the same. So I'm doing mine to a medium temperature, to a medium cookedness. So I'm going back onto max crisp. I'm going for 4 minutes. Start. We'll be back. That's the first 4 minutes. Take them out and have a look. And I'm just going to flip them over. Oh, they smell divine. Pop them back in. Again, I'm going max crisp, and again, I'm going to 4 minutes. Right, this has finished. Oh, look at them. Right, so now I am going to take them out and leave them to rest just while I finish off my potatoes and veg. That there. So as I said, it will depend on the size of your steaks and how you like them cooked, on timings and things like that. For me, this is kind of like a medium done. Not very much pink or anything in the middle. So if you like them a little bit more done than that, obviously you add a little bit more time. If you like them a little bit less done than that, take off a minute or so. Just experiment. This has took me a good while to get right, and for a long time I wouldn't use the air fryer at all when I was cooking steak. I much preferred to do it on the hob, and if I'm going to be honest, I reckon I probably still do, but this here, it stops the mess. It stops all the splatter all over the place and the smoke in the room and all that. So I'm just going to let this rest for a minute, sort out the rest of my veg, and we're going to come back and I'm going to cut into it and we're going to do a taste test. So there is my dinner. Right, I know I'm probably going to get roasted in the comments about the state of my green beans, but basically we like them like that. Okay, these are new potatoes out of the garden. And what I've done just to finish them off is I put them into sort of like the hot pan after I removed the water from the Instant Pot, and then I put in a wee bit of butter and just left them to kind of do their own thing. So anyway, we're not really here to talk about that. We want to see the inside of the steak. So now, as I don't know whether the camera's going to pick that up, but it does have a little bit of blush there, not anything, you know, like it's not gruesome, shall we say, the way I would prefer it, but yeah. So anyway, that there is my striploin steak done in the air fryer. Let me know, do you cook your steaks in the air fryer? Do you stay with the pan? Recently I had them barbecued, and oh my days, I have never tasted anything so nice. But we're talking about this one today, so proper. Once again, it is going to depend on how you like your steak cooked, but that is just a way of doing it in your air fryer if that's the way you would prefer to do it. So lovelies, wherever you are, I want to say a massive thank you for watching and staying with me, especially if you've made it to the end. That's just amazing. And for now, I am going to say goodbye, and I'll talk to you all down in the comments or over on another video. Have a great day.